Welcome to the Raise podcast with Carol Barwick. We're here to raise your confidence and inspire your creativity. This time, it's more like a season of mini episodes where Carol explores the raise word. The raise word is a word that will encourage you or empower you and at times inspire you to explore the word a little more for yourself. Each episode is just 10 to 15 minutes with the idea you can have a listen while you drink your cuppa. So grab your favourite drink and let's get started. Well, hello and welcome to A Cuppa with Carol. I'm Carol Barwick. I wonder how many choices you've made today. I wonder how many you are aware of and how many have just happened. The word that we're looking at today is choice, and it actually encompasses the entire day. Every hour, every minute, every second. We often just don't realise it. My son and I were talking earlier on, and he talked about some of the anxiety he faces. He said that when he feels anxious, he can't even choose between staying in his bedroom or going to Disneyland. That can be difficult, can't it? When choices are just too overwhelming. And what do you do then? Because ultimately you still have to make a choice. Choices can be challenging, but they can be very exciting. You get to choose from a wide range of things. When we go to the shops, there's a lot of choice, isn't there? You can choose which supermarket you go to, and when you've chosen the supermarket, you can choose which foods you want to have. Are you going to be vegetarian? Are you vegan? Do you eat meat? What are you going to choose once you've decided the produce that you're going to buy? Are you going to buy organic? Are you going to buy something that's from the UK? Are you going to buy something from a completely different country that's been flown over because it looks the best and the juiciest? So many choices. What do we do when choices are taken away from us? One of the things that I often feel being chronically ill now is it's not a choice that I would ever have made. It's something that happened to me, but goodness me, don't I have choices within it? I can choose to look on the bright side of things, no matter how difficult the day is. Or I can choose to give in. And some days I choose to give in. Some days I choose to ask people around me to give me some sympathy, to give me some attention, some encouragement. One of my love languages is affirmation. And I choose to be given that. But that's not so I can stay in a difficult place. It's so that I can be brought out. It's pretty much the whole essence of raise. I ask people to help me to raise my arms. I've talked to you before about that part in the Bible where Moses has been asked to pray for somebody that they win the battle. And the only thing he has to do is raise his arms. But the two people with him know that he's absolutely exhausted. And so they stand one on either side of him and they raise Moses' arms for him so that the person in the battle will be victorious. It's okay to choose to ask for what you need. I talked about what happens when my choice is taken away. What happens if your choice is taken away completely? I've not been in that situation before, but some of you listening will have been. And we know that there are millions of people in the world that have had their choices taken away for all kinds of different reasons. What about the people making the choices? I know that so often we don't agree with them, but choices still have to be made. That's where wisdom comes in, I think. That's where it's important to seek good, godly wisdom. Wisdom that's going to be truthful. Wisdom that's going to be impartial and make the very best decision for the most amount of people. And that's difficult too, isn't it? I often think about that when I'm asking God that it's sunny all day. Someone else is desperately praying for rain. And in that situation, who does God choose? Will we ever know? Choices are such a wide breadth of topic, aren't they? And the only thing we can really do is choose the best thing for us in that moment. Even as I'm saying this, you may well be disagreeing with me, and that's your choice. Because choices are going to be something that's personal to us, aren't they? And what I choose for myself might never be the choice that you make for yourself. Something to think about. I'm going to finish with a poem, as I often do. Often I choose poems that I've written years and years ago, but actually I wrote this one yesterday. I've talked to you before about the poetry group that I run in a long COVID group, and we now look at the Raise Word each week along with the Facebook community, and so other people were talking about choice as well, and I wanted to write a poem about choice because some choices are really difficult, and I'm afraid I'm going to give you a choice as I read this poem, because I wrote the poem and I finished it how I wanted to, and I suddenly thought, I wonder if that's the right way to finish it. And then I finished it with something else and I thought, I wonder if that's the way to finish it. So I'm giving you the choice. You can decide which line you prefer for you. And if you don't like it, you can choose to write a last line of your own. If you do that, please can you tell me? Can you pop it in the Facebook community or pop it in the comments on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to it, or pop me a message? I'd love to know what you chose instead. Here's the poem. Today, I chose to not do that, to make some way for this. I chose to do this yesterday, decided to give that a miss. Last month, I chose both this and that and ended up with naught. Last week was neither this nor that, not quite the week, I thought. Because I chose this frequently, I couldn't manage that. As a result of doing that, this became a tit for tat. Choosing a little of this and that should bring some balance about, but sadly too much of this and that cancelled each other out. The choices we have aren't black and white. The sweet spot is often grey. Whichever you choose, we win and we lose, so make the best choice today. Choice 1. It's happening anyway. Choice 2. Just trust that God knows the way. Or you can choose one of your own. Thanks for having a cuppa with me. Let's have a cuppa again soon. If you've enjoyed having a cuppa with me, then you can buy me a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Carol Barwick. Let's have a cuppa again soon.